Welcome to Movie House Cinemas. Popcorn? Yes, please. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. Reclining chairs? Don't mind if I do. Action, thriller, romance, we got it all. Discover the cinema today. Movie House Cinemas, home of the movies.
Good evening, and Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome along to the 21st year of Rob and Elliott tonight. Good to have your company with us once again. We've got a great lineup tonight, including Carol Decker from a 1980s band To Pow. We'll be taking Carol back to the 1980s.
Remember Breakout by Swing Out Sister?
Yes, yeah.
Because I thought the singer Corinne, who was so stylish, but she was slightly flat. She used to go, Breakout, it used to dip under and it used to really annoy me. So I had a real go how flat it was, you know. And then I was in Hong Kong and I was in an airport waiting to get on a plane. I was in the duty-free shop just milling around and she came round the corner and just went, hello, Carol. I went, hi.
We'll find out why Pussycat doll star Kimberley Wyatt was in Oma recently.
I have a feature film called The Spin that just came out. It won Best Film at the Dublin Film Festival. And it's about a road trip through Oma trying to save a record shop. I've been acting quite a lot over the years, and for this one, the script just really sung to me. It was just so beautiful.
WWE Tag Team Champions Pretty Deadly have set a challenge for the Irish rap band Kneecap.
Three of you, there's three of us, Kneecap. We will see you in Belfast, SSE Arena. Let's go.
Now, is that a challenge to get them in the ring with you? Yeah.
Is it big enough?
We'll also be joined by dancer, choreographer and producer Sandy Cuthbert.
Many dance companies, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s would venture to Northern Ireland. And I remember thinking myself, oh my goodness. And once we got here and we used to tour, it was the Arts Council of Northern Ireland tours. And we loved it. Yeah. You know, the people so warm, really got such a good welcome. And we love doing our work here.
And we'll have brand new music from Bonnie Tyler. So we've got all that to look forward to on the show this evening. But as always, let's take a look back at some of the more quirky news stories of the week. Happy New Year, Kim Kelly.
Happy New Year, Rob and Elliott.
And thank you for my present that you just
very welcome.
handed me. This is what Kim brought me for the new year. A Daniel O'Donnell 2025 diary. Now, why?
Because it's the best one there is. I bought that in Castle Court off the lovely Lithuanian, one of those two, man who runs the stall there. He runs the calendar stall, and he is a delightful man. He says this is his best seller, sells more than Taylor Swift, and I had one last year where he was wearing red, but and it brought me luck. So everyone go out and get your Daniel O'Donnell calendars for the year.
Please tell me when I get to July or the summer months in here.
He looks very well.
Daniel is not wearing his Speedos.
No, he's
this.
not, but he looks. There's sometimes I open that page and I go, Daniel, you're looking well for a man your age. Like, show them how well he looks.
Oh, there he is. There's Daniel in his nice
him.
stripy
What age is he?
T-shirt. I don't know. He's got to be at least
hitting 70?
65, 66 maybe.
Good looking man for his age. Say what you like.
Yeah.
Anyway, he cheers me up no end.
I'm sure he does.
So can you please put in...
Look at that, bringing body warmers back into fashion as well.
As far as I'm concerned, they never went out of fashion.
So there we go. So yes, thank you.
You're very welcome.
For that. Right, we're starting off by talking about Christmas trees and not eating our... What is this about?
Yes, the people of Belgium have been told, this is a public announcement that has gone out around Belgium, to not eat your Christmas trees, because obviously people... I just read that and thought, really? Is this the next of it? Apparently, they have some food bloggers there who are no waste type food bloggers You know, like if you don't know what a food blogger is, it's somebody who tells you how, you know, it tells you how to, what is it, suck an egg? Is that
It
what
does,
they say?
yes.
Tell your
And
brownie how to suck an egg.
everything is fabulous.
Oh, right. So they've decided that conifers should be like boiled down and you make it into, I don't know, like a soup or something, which I'm sure if you forage that from the forest, yes. But however, we all know that Christmas trees are sprayed with pesticides. They're sprayed with flame retardant.
Yes, exactly, yes.
So honestly, people have been eating them and getting sick. So the government has had to come out and say, please don't eat your Christmas tree. But this just shows the power of bloggers and social media influencers. Can you just stop? Can you stop telling us what to do? Because quite often it's not right.
Yes, they're really annoying me on TikTok at the minute. Every time my TikTok feed comes up, it's Northern Ireland. Everybody in Northern Ireland wants to be a food blogger. They've all got something to say, but everything is just fabulous.
And if they're not, and they're showing you a hidden gem, you're like, it's not a hidden gem, it's Starbucks, stop it.
Yeah.
Either that, or they're telling you to stop eating, or they're telling you what to wear. Stop telling me what to do, I'm fine.
Yes. Exactly.
Leave me alone.
Exactly. Right.
Bloggers.
Let's move on to a new TV show.
Well, it's not so much new, but it's a real hit. So as we know, reality TV is full of bloggers and social media stars who are all like being horrible to each other, and it's full of wannabes. So over in New Zealand, there's a wonderful new show that started actually in the late, I think it was 2017, and it's a real slow burner, and it follows the mating cycle of an albatross. Now, doesn't sound the most interesting,
No.
but apparently they are only on land for 15% of the year, so finding them on land is quite rare. So each year they pick a pair, because these birds mate for life.
Right, yes.
So they find a pair and they watch them as they, you know, nest, and then they watch them give birth.
Yes.
And then they watch as the baby grows into a fully grown albatross and then flies off. And people are loving it. And they're loving it probably for the reasons that we have just discussed. There's no drama. There's no being told what to do.
Yeah.
There's no, like, you know, just being horrible. It's just a beautiful, delicate show. These people aren't being horrible. They're not people, they're albatrosses. You know, they're just gentle and lovely and being nice to each other, and people just can't get enough of it.
And where can we watch this?
I don't know, Google it on the internet. I assume it's a live stream coming from New Zealand, and it runs 24 hours, and you can watch the life cycle of an albatross, and each year they follow a different pair and they give them names.
Yeah.
And they come back each year. It's so
I think that'd
cute.
be lovely.
I think it'd be so gentle.
And more exciting than watching Loch Ness.
That's good as well. Watching the Loch Ness feed, I do like. It's just a lake with nothing.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anything on that lake, but...
Okay. Have you got any big concerts lined up for this year?
There's a lot
happening, isn't
there's
there?
a lot of gigs happening in
Yeah.
Belfast this year. Now, I don't know if it's maybe just a woman of my age, you know, once I hit 50, you know, you need to go to the toilet more often. Like, there's no nice way of putting this, is there, ladies? You know what I'm talking about, and gentlemen. And particularly, you know, you need to be close to a toilet. So what happens whenever you go to these gigs and the queues for the toilets? Like, what are they like, Robin?
I know.
And then you get to the toilets and it's horrendous.
Yeah.
So this company in America has designed mosh pit pants. There's no other way of saying that, really, was there? So these are pleather pants. They're like nappies, diapers,
okay.
that you can put on, and you can just wear them on their own if you want. I don't think I'll be doing that. And you can, and they're like studded leather pants, and you can just, if you're caught short, you can just go like an adult nappy, which, yeah, I know it sounds funny, but we've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there, ladies.
Well,
we've all been there.
Maybe
you know,
so.
caught
But
short. But if I was going to wear one, I definitely wouldn't put it on so everybody could see.
No, exactly. Yes.
But I think that is quite a good idea. This just shows the age that I am now, and that's okay. And I've made my peace with it.
Yes. Okay.
So
well, I know what I will get you for getting me the Daniel O'Donnell diary. You'll get some pleather
incontinence pants.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So we're one show into the year, and we've already been talking about incontinence pants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is the way it's going, isn't it?
Would you like to make some money doing a little side hustle this year?
Depends what it is.
Well, Kimberley Wyatt from the Pussycat Dolls is going to tell us later on how you can make a fortune by selling your clothes online.
Oh, I can never do that.
No?
No, mine lie in bags in the back of my car for months. Come on, you know it. Everyone's got that stack. Oh, I'm going to sell that. And do you ever sell it?
No.
You don't.
Okay. Well, apparently, if
Kimberley.
you do, you could be worth a
I know. I could be worth
couple of grand a
sitting
year.
here on
couple
a
of grand a
fortune.
year. On a fortune. On a fortune.
In my incontinence pants.
Right. Do you want to hear some brand new music?
I do, yes.
Something very exciting. Bonnie Tyler is back.
I love Bonnie Tyler.
With a brand new single for 2025. Here she is, Bonnie Tyler, and this is called Yes I Can.
One day when you wake up, your whole life is breaking up. Your whole world is cracked. There ain't no going back. You curse that fear that blinds you. Faith shakes loose inside you. And in the dark you find that little voice inside says, yes, I can. I was born a fighter. Hope is like a tiger. You just watch me go. Yes, I can. I'm in this to win it. Never gonna give it. You just watch me go. Yes, I can.
So there we go, brand new music from Bonnie Tyler. Good to see her back with that new single. That's called Yes I Can. We're going to take a break, then we're going to come back and talk to WWE wrestlers Chelsea Green and tag team champions Pretty Deadly. They're on their way to Belfast, and we'll find out more right after these.
Heading to the North Coast? The Jet Centre in Coleraine offers entertainment for everyone. There's an 8-screen movie house cinema with all the best movies, 10-pin bowling, a massive arcade, soft play for the wee ones. Outdoors, there's a mini fun park and gem mining, plus an 18-hole floodlit mini golf course. Rain or shine, there's something for everyone here at the Jet Centre. Find out more at thejetcentre.co.uk.
We're talking wrestling next. And WWE are bringing their unforgettable Raw and SmackDown events to the UK. And this also includes a Belfast date as well. The Road to WrestleMania tour comes to the SSE Arena here in Belfast on the 22nd of March. And I'm pleased to say that the inaugural and reigning WWE Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green, is with us. And also the two-time NXT Tag Team Champions, Pretty Deadly, are here as well. Guys, welcome to the show.
Yes, boy. Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
That was really at the exact same time.
Chelsea, I want to start off with you because already it's been a great start to the year for you, hasn't it?
You know, this is shaping up to be the best year yet.
And did you ever imagine when you first started this that this was ever going to become as big as it has been for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely
Easy.
did. And if you ask my parents, they would say the same thing. I have always had a great giant ego.
And were you into wrestling right from a child then?
No, I actually wasn't. I lived in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and decided one day to Google how to be a WWE diva, and the rest is history.
So it was as easy as that?
Well, I'm making it sound. Look, I'm
You make it look
really
easy.
paraphrasing. But yeah.
So what about your first time in the ring? What was that like?
Well, it was kind of shocking because I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. It was at Storm Wrestling Academy with Lance Storm, ex-WWE superstar Lance Storm, and it was absolutely shocking, but I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I never looked back. I mean, it took me one day in a wrestling ring to realize that's what I wanted to do.
Brilliant. Let's talk to guys from Pretty Deadly, because you guys will know in the UK and Ireland, there's always been a massive following for WWE, hasn't there?
Yeah, we are the UK, Ireland, Northern Ireland. They're renowned for their passion and how good the crowd is. You know, it's something that kind of overshadows the Northern American side of the world. Again, we had the best crowds, and we always bring the energy, and we always love coming to visit, which we will be doing this March.
So it must be good to get back home again onto UK soil.
Oh, it feels lovely. The air's just crisper, you know. It's just this
cleaner,
wonderful. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Definitely cleaner.
It's definitely cleaner.
Definitely crisper.
We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a fantastic homecoming every time you come home, or even close to home. You know, home adjacent.
So Chelsea, have you been to Belfast before?
I have.
Have you?
I actually have. I went for the first time last year, and I went to the Guinness factory. Wait, that was in Dublin.
That's in Dublin, yeah.
Yeah, that's in Dublin.
But you had a Guinness
but you
Belfast.
also.
You know what? No, now that you know what? Now that I'm saying this, I don't know that I've ever been to Belfast, which that's exciting.
Well, yeah. So that means when we do come to Belfast, Belfast has to just give you an experience that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
So that you
And I'll have
go.
a Guinness in Belfast.
There we go.
There we go.
So even though you're all top athletes, you are allowed things like Guinness then?
Guinness has protein in it.
Ah.
The champ speaks.
Yeah, and we listen to the champ.
Hello.
We listen to the champ.
It's the healthiest you can get.
There we go.
Guys, so tell me how you guys got from England to America then, because I mean, you've had this massive career. I mean, how did it all happen for you?
Yeah, it was an incredible snowball for sure. I think one of the fun parts about wrestling, because I'm not even sure if we've talked about this too much, but is that everybody has different paths, but they all are often somewhat intertwined. And I actually also trained at the Lance Storm Academy in Calgary. When I was 18, the second I was old enough to go.
What year?
I think it was 2018. I got into a car crash a year before, which wasn't my fault, and paid for the trip to go. That was how I was able to afford to go to Canada, and that was where I kind of learned, I guess, a lot of my craft. Yeah, also. So there we go. So we'll get into this in detail together, but for now, for everybody listening,
And you know, and I was there kind of. You know, you start on the independent scene, you're training, then you're working on these shows, and then eventually you get scouted. And as soon as kind of me and Elton came together, we got scouted, and then we end up joining the big company that is the WWE, and here we are all together
on Netflix.
This is big stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy big. We're in the households, your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, your dad, your uncle, your auntie, your sister, your brother, your son, your daughter.
Yeah. You know, it's always exciting getting fans and getting everyone in, but obviously we'd love our loved ones and stuff to be able to enjoy it too. So yeah, we're very, very blessed to be in this situation.
So WWE is a huge brand. It's been around for a long time. A lot of people watching this, like me, remember the glory days with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and stuff like that. And as a kid, I had all the little wrestling figures. The figures are still around, and you guys have got your own now. That must be weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, you talk about the glory days, but I think you'll find that the current day is the true glory day. We're in it.
We're in the glory days.
And we've got the action figures. Do you play often with yourself?
Occasionally, you have to try. But I think I've really enjoyed. Yeah, I think the two bucket list things are you want an action figure and you want to be in the video game, and we've all
and maybe a WrestleMania experience if we're gonna make it a trilogy.
Yeah, for sure.
Brilliant. So we talked there that you're on Netflix now, so lots more people can watch you. And if you're binging any TV shows, if you're watching anything good recently.
I would.
Well, the beauty for us is because we're traveling constantly, it gives us a lot of opportunity to watch a lot of content. Yeah. So
we were just talking about this actually. We've got, you know, the shows that you watch on the plane, the shows that you kind of dive into at home, the shows that you watch when you don't want to think about anything at all, like Gilmore Girls, things like that. So we've really got to narrow it down here because I've got my reality TV, I've got my murder mysteries.
You've got all sorts, really, and. I'll say this, a film I didn't watch on Netflix, but now is available on Netflix. You may know about it, Kneecap, the Northern Ireland film about this revolutionary band kind of making waves, and I'm on board.
So you've become a Kneecap fan then?
Yeah, well, I'm a big Kneecap fan, and that kind of genre of music's not really my typical genre, but the passion behind it, the reason behind it, and the kind of statement they're making.
Exactly. I haven't seen it myself. I'm going to watch that as well. And
Oh,
I know, can you believe that? I haven't watched the Kneecap movie, and it's been out there for months.
No, it's fantastic.
Isn't it?
HWD.
So you're coming to Belfast, the SSE Arena, 22nd of March, and you never know, Kneecap might actually show up as well.
Oh, I'll call the boys out right now.
Call them out. Three of you, there's three of us. Kneecap, we will see you in Belfast, SSE Arena. Let's go.
Now, is that a challenge to get them in the ring with you? Yeah.
If they're big enough.
Okay.
I love them. I support them. Unless they're in a ring standing across from me, I'm done with them.
Yeah.
That's how it works. That's how it works, Robin.
Right.
Friends, that last part.
Okay, you've put down the challenge to Kneecap. It's going to go out now on the TV show Kneecap. There you go. You've been at.
Oh, the gauntlet has been laid, Kneecap.
Brilliant. Okay, then after Belfast, you're on the road as well. You're going to Nottingham, Glasgow, and London to the O2 Arena as well. Brilliant.
Amazing. We're doing a whole tour.
It's a very
March is going to be a very, very busy road to WrestleMania month. It's going to be incredible. This is our first time on the road to WrestleMania traveling. Usually we're all around America, but we're traveling. We're leaving America, boys.
Yeah, we are leading up. We've got we were in we got a SmackDown in Barcelona. We got a SmackDown in Bologna, and then we come to the UK. It's the perfect, go see all the nice stuff in Europe, finish it off in the UK.
Yeah,
it's a dream setup. Yeah, a little spot tea while we're here.
So when you guys hit London then, you're nearly home then. Is that going to be a big party weekend or a big party night?
Oh, it's always. It always is,
Yeah, it's always a big party. We always laugh about the fact that normally people get a hometown hero reaction, which is something that we don't get in London.
Yeah, they boo us.
They boo us, yeah. So, maybe one day things will change, but being there, we enjoy, obviously. And the UK has the best fans, so we're always excited to be back and getting to listen to some proper people.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Belfast on the 22nd of March. And of course, we'll be watching you on Netflix as well, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you for having us, Robin.
Right, coming up after the break, we'll find out how you could make yourself a lot of money on a second-hand side hustle. Pussycat Doll star Kimberley Wyatt has all the details, and she's here right after these.
Here we are on the north coast, where sporting legends are made. He needs this putt to advance to the next stage, but can he do it? The crowd are holding their breath. Can he cope with the pressure?
Dad, would you take the shot?
Yes!
Well,
And welcome back to Robin Elliott tonight. Now, new research has revealed that at-home entrepreneurship is booming, and there are currently 23.8 million at-home entrepreneurs around at the moment. So off the back of that trend, second-hand side hustles could make you an average of £146 per month. To talk about this further, I'm pleased to say that Pussycat Doll star, broadcaster and second-hand shopping advocate Kimberley Wyatt joins us now. How are you today?
I am very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So for a lot of people, this second-hand stuff is the way to go. We've learned a lot from this research, haven't we?
Secondhand shopping is booming. Just as you touched on, over 24 million are giving it a go. And I think that's because on average, you can make an extra £150 per month, getting up to about £2,000 per year, and you're supporting a circular economy. So it really does tick all the boxes, saves on the pocket, and you can find some really special items out there now more than ever.
And do you think people are becoming more environmentally aware?
They are, thank goodness. We all need to be conscious consumers, and we all have a responsibility to make those mindful changes that can really, help on your pocket, as well as still, keep your cool factor. You can have the brilliant wardrobe. You just have to go about it in a little bit of a different way. And I've got 6 top tips to empower those at-home entrepreneurs, if you'd like to hear them.
Yes, tell us those tips, please.
All right, so my number one top tip is you need good photos. It's essential. Bring in the good lighting, make sure that your background is nice and clear, and get a great photo of that article of clothing so people know what they're buying. Number two is an accurate description. You're not in the shop holding this article, so you want that description to give a little bit of the same feel as if you're up close and personal. Number three is to build your personal brand with a nice, consistent look. It goes to show for like Vivian's Vintage, she's really taken her side hustle to main hustle success by cutting the search time and creating a destination that people know what they're getting when they get there, so they can shop mindfully and get exactly what they want. Number four is to use hashtags wisely. It really does increase the visibility and cuts down that search time so people can find what they're looking for. And my last two top tips, number five, is to be open and honest. If there's sizing issues or flaws or details, include them so people know what they're getting up front. And my last top tip, number six, is be quick to reply. You need good Wi-Fi and connection on your mobile. It's essential. People want to know answers to their questions as soon as possible, and they want to get those buys as soon as they can. So good connectivity is definitely a big top tip to make it happen.
So if we do all those things, then we can actually make a nice little earner for ourselves.
You really can. And I found by doing it myself, once you kind of create a rhythm in your life, if an article of clothing, you've sort of fallen out of love and you want it to find its new home, I create my little secondhand apps section in my wardrobe so I can get those photos, get it up online. And then it just kind of becomes a rhythm and being able to get them to their next home and create that little extra cash.
Let's talk work stuff now. What are you up to at the minute? You've got your own show on Hits Radio.
I am. So I've been DJing for over 10 years, and it felt like just the next level. It felt like a natural progression to now have my own radio show on Hits from 7 to 10 p.m. every Sunday, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, I'm DJing and out there gigging, doing what I love. I've also got a DJ dance show called Don't You Disco. So adding that love of choreography and dance and creating a show along with that live DJing is something I'm loving. And of course, I have my own dance academy, Kimberley Wyatt's Dance Academy here in Surrey.
Yeah, so tell us about the Spin film.
Won best film at the Dublin Film Festival. And it's about a road trip through Omagh trying to save a record shop.
And we actually have a clip from the movie. Here it is.
Ireland's not that big of a country.
Walk it in a week.
Elvis! You could cycle it in a day.
How y'all doing? Think you can squeeze little old me in there with y'all?
All right.
Howdy.
How you going?
Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt of living surrounded by music, making it, playing it, sharing it.
Morning, City.
Hi, City.
We're actually closed at the minute, so...
She'd be closed for the amount of business she's two losers doing here.
The £10 that was in here this morning. Maybe got those chocolate fingers.
Man.
You haven't paid your rent in 3 months.
It's getting harder to flog the hard stuff, you know?
I'll give you 10 days to pay me in full.
I might lose the shop.
Small fortune here.
Tommy Johnson.
Aye.
That's got to be worth at least
40 grand, man. We are laughing.
Wants to sell a whole box for 30?
30 grand. Where are we going to get 30 grand?
No, not 30 grand, £30.
Where are we going to get £30?
So how did you find that experience then?
It was brilliant. I've been acting quite a lot over the years, and for this one, the script just really sung to me. It was just so beautiful. The music is written by the guy that used to write these articles. He was a journalist and wrote about his own experiences at this record shop, and he's just the incredible singer and guitarist, and he wrote all the music. So just the score, the picture, the story, it's just one of those like feel-good films that you got to see.
Will we ever see the Pussycat Dolls back together again?
That is a very good question. I guess you never know. I'm always looking for opportunities to get the girls together. It just hasn't been easy, but I guess you never say never. I'd like to think that there's still unfinished business, and I'd like to leave it on a high note. So hopefully there'll be the opportunity to do that.
And I've just remembered, I actually met you all at the Meteor Awards. It must have been back in about 2006, I think.
I know it's been quite some time. It's crazy to think that all this time has passed. But yeah, it was living the dream with the Pussycat Dolls. I loved every second of it. As hard as it was and as grueling as the schedule could be, I mean, I look back so fondly. And to think that people still listen to the music and create their dances, like, it really was a legacy to remember.
So any other exciting things happening in 2025 then?
Well, you know, continuing what I'm doing, I've got a lot sort of up my street with my radio show and DJing and everything with the Dance Academy. So just continually to grow in all that I love to do and staying super busy, especially with that #1 job being mum to 3.
Exactly. Now, do you make any New Year's resolutions?
You know what? For the first time this year, I made a New Year's resolution. I'd seen a friend post online that his resolution was to read at least 3 books a month. And I was like, oh, show off, so smug. There's no way. But I took a few days. I was like, I feel quite inspired. So my New Year's resolution this year was to read at least 1 book a month. And I think I've read almost 27 books. So I've smashed my New Year's resolution. I think I'm going to keep it up for next year.
Well, Kimberley, it's been great talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
My next guest is a dancer, she's a choreographer, she's a producer, she's a project leader, she's also a BAFTA award winner as well. We're going to find out about her brand new projects because Sandy Cuthbert joins us in the studio. How are you?
I'm very well, Robin, and thank you for that welcome.
Yeah, you've done a lot over the years, and of course, as we just talked about off the air, me and you go back 30 years this year.
We do. I was working that out when you said about meeting up with some people from the past, different students that I'd worked with in the past.
Because of course you taught me everything that I know.
All that movement work, yes.
You did actually try to teach me some, and I think I got a little bit. A little tiny bit, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
I remember.
But that was a long time ago, and things have changed a lot for you over the years as well. I mean, you've achieved so much. I mean, I remember, I think the first time I saw you performing was with Diversions Dance Company.
That's right. So that's why I got to know a little bit about Northern Ireland, because I was working with the Welsh dance company, Diversions, National Dance Company of Wales. And we used to tour over here each year. And it was probably before many dance companies, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s would venture to Northern Ireland. And I remember thinking myself, oh my goodness. And once we got here and we used to tour, it was the Arts Council of Northern Ireland tours. And we loved it. You know, the people so warm, just really got such a good welcome. And we loved doing our work here.
And over the years, I mean, you've done so many projects and you've been plugging away at dance here in Northern Ireland, but am I right in thinking it's only in the last couple of years that you're really only starting to get the recognition here that you really deserve from the dance world?
Oh, possibly, I don't know. I think because dance, you know, is still a Cinderella of the arts in Northern Ireland, I would certainly have been well recognised within the dance community. But as things have moved on and progressed, then I think more people have realised, you know, the work I have been doing, you know, the commitment I've had to dance in Northern Ireland, and really to students as well. I mean, it's been important, my own professional career, but you know, the time I worked as in FE and HE was so important to me. And just to see students now who I taught, who did have to go away, you know, for further training, but they've come back now. And they're making such a difference to, you know, the standard and high quality of dance that we find now in Northern Ireland.
Now that kind of leads us on to seasonal somatics. Tell us all about this.
Yes, so this is my work that I would do as engagement coordinator with Maiden Voyage Dance. And one of the projects we do each month, last Saturday in the month, we call it Seasonal Somatics because we really do work outdoors, we connect to the environment around us, and we connect to the season. It sort of came out of COVID time because, you know, things were few and far between because of not being able to meet and do the normal way we would be doing dance, and we were doing some things on Zoom, but you know, there's only so much you can do on Zoom. And so we just thought, let's actually go out into the parks and actually work for about an hour and a half where seasonal somatics, for those who don't know about somatics, it's really mindful movement. I think that's how I'd put it, just so people have a.
We're not talking big, huge dance routines or anything like that.
No, totally mindful movement where we would obviously have a sense of working together, but it's listening deeply to yourself. Sort of working from your own impulses and sensations. So I might give an activity or a theme, like working with the elements. So it might be if we're in a park that has water, that we connect to some element of water or earth or air, etc. But there's an activity, there's something I will lead, but it's very much how people respond to that lead, and they have a chance to move in the way they might want to, so just really the joy of movement, the joy of working with each other outside, connecting to nature. And there is a group who are regulars because they love it so much, but we're always looking for new members, people who we know would be interested in that sort of work.
So if people do want to get in touch with you, how do they do that then?
Well, going on to Maiden Voyage website, and there is a participation part of it, and then they can link into that. And then it's through Eventbrite, but it's pretty straightforward.
Brilliant. Okay. Now the other thing you're involved with is the Belfast Movement Group. Now this takes place at the Crescent Arts Centre.
It does. So every Monday morning, 10:30 to 12, we work. It's an intergenerational women's project. And we would have people who are, maybe late 20s, 30s, right up to ladies who are in their 80s.
Wow.
And still moving so amazingly. So it's a creative, expressive, again, a little bit of contemporary if we're going down the style element, but people come with their own experience, and it's important to say, you don't have to have lots of experience in dance, you just have to love moving. All those
and it's not just physical as well, there's mental benefits to this as well.
Absolutely. So it's just, you're never having to learn lots of material because we create the material together. And again, it will be a theme. This term, we're working with some poetry that's, it's called Stanza Stones. So it's these beautiful pieces of poetry by Simon Armitage that are actually, carved into stone in the Yorkshire Dales. And it's all connected to water in its different forms. And so that's our theme this time. But, I might offer some idea and they will work as a soloist or maybe a duet, a trio or a bigger group. And then we create the material, put it together and then do some sort of sharing, even if it's just to each other. But it's never so taxing that you'll not remember the material. But it's also good for memory, movement memory, etc. And it's, with that group, it's because there is regulars again, because it's 8-week term. It's about the social aspect of it. They love coming and meeting each other each Monday morning, and then it just finishes nicely that they can maybe have a cup of tea afterwards in the Crescent.
Exactly.
So but I would always say, it's that whole thing with dance. There's creativity and expression. There's the physicality of it. There's the mental, emotional, and going on with the mindful movement. It's a lot to do with health and well-being with the somatics, and you'd say it really works on the physical, mental, emotional, and even the spiritual level.
Brilliant. Now, what about the rest of the year? Anything big lined up for Maiden Voyage?
I do, yes. So I'm dancing in a project with them. So it's been lovely that once I was finished working as a lecturer. I was working with Maiden Voyage as company manager, and then I got to a point where I was a certain age, and I thought I'm going to think about retirement, but a dancer never retires.
No.
So I've just really been doing projects I love, projects that really interest me and want to keep me involved. And so Maiden Voyage, I've worked with them to celebrate the wisdom and dance ability and of the older female dancer, so I worked on Epilogue with Jane Mooney, and that was Eileen McClory was the choreographer there. And so this project is for the Children's Festival in March. We were rehearsing and creating at the end of last year, and we go back into rehearsals in February, ready for the performances in March. And it's a piece for very young children.
Right, yeah.
And the choreographer is Georgia Tegu, a Greek choreographer, wonderful to work with. And I'm working with 2 other dancers. And it's called Moonlight Dream.
Okay.
And it's just going to be dreamy.
Lovely. We look forward to that. Now, in your intro there, I did mention your BAFTA award as well.
Yes.
That's not for dance. That's for costume,
That
wasn't
is
it?
for costume, yes. So there's that. I just have, because I sort of studied visual art, art and design as well as dance in my earlier years before, you know, doing further training in dance at London Contemporary Dance School. So I've always kept the visual art side, the design side up. And so the BAFTA, yes, was for costume. So when I worked with the Welsh Dance Company, I sometimes would design their costumes and make their costumes as well. And this opportunity came up when I was working with Diversions, where they worked on a film. And I was given the opportunity to do all the costumes for the film.
Brilliant.
And so I won Best Costume in film.
Excellent.
I'll not say how many years ago that was.
Brilliant. Well, Sandy, as always, it's good to see you. Thank you
Lovely.
so much for coming in. Good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Right, still to come, we're taking Topaz Carol Decker back to the 1980s ahead of her big gig in Belfast at the Mandela Hall on the 7th of February. But before all that, let's do our What's On guide. Let's see what's happening throughout Belfast and beyond over the next week or so. We're starting off in Newton Ards at the Ards Arts Centre, and they're pleased to welcome 2 new art exhibitions to its Georgian and Sunburst galleries. Surface Matters, a group exhibition of work by the Loft artists, who are a professional collective of artists based at the Mill in Bishop Mills, Portaferry, and also Pursuing the Third Dimension, a solo exhibition of research and development works by Michael Geddes. And both exhibitions open on the 23rd of January and continue until the 15th of February, and admission to the Ards Arts Centre is free. Now, a new art exhibition entitled High Latitudes also opened at the North Down Museum in Bangor this week, and the exhibition is a collection of paintings by County Down artists Julie Wilson and Susan Moody, celebrating the fragile beauty of the Arctic while exploring the historical and environmental links between Northern Ireland and the high Arctic. And that exhibition runs until the 6th of April. Admission is free, and for more information on any of those exhibitions, check out the website www.andculture.org.uk. Lyle Lovett has broadened the definition of American music in a career that spans 14 albums. Coupled with his gift for storytelling, the Texas-based musician fuses elements of country, swing, jazz, folk, gospel and blues in a convention-defying manner that breaks down barriers. And Lyle Lovett is coming to the Ulster Hall here in Belfast alongside his acoustic group on the 21st of January. Now, also on the 21st of January, we're heading to the Grand Opera House, where we're going to celebrate the musical life of Crawford Bell, musician, bandleader, arranger, sound engineer, record producer, songwriter, and gentleman. Crawford Bell was a natural musician and highly respected within the Irish entertainment industry. And in this unique show, his fellow musicians and artists joined forces to celebrate the life of a great musician and friend to many. Nathan Carter, Hugo Duncan, Philomena Begley, Ray Lynham, Dominic Kerwin, Trevor Kelly, Billy McFarland, Tony Allen, Gene Fitzpatrick and Club Sound will all take to the stage of the Grand Opera House, and this gig is supporting Cancer Research UK. 22nd of January at the Grand Opera House, we'll be remembering Joe Dolan. Nearly 17 years after his passing in 2007, Joe's music is still as popular as it ever was. His song, You're Such a Good-Looking Woman, was also included in the recent Disney film Cruella. And Joe's brother Ben, who shared the stage with his younger brother for 47 fun-filled years, will highlight Joe's successful singing career. And Ben has just celebrated his 90th birthday and is still enthusiastic about performing on stage. He's going to be joined by Joe's niece, nephews, and singer Karen Carroll, as well as members of Joe's original backing band, to remind us why there was no show like a Joe show. Moving on to the 25th of January at the Grand Opera House, and hold on to your hat because Irish country star Derek Ryan will be performing in Belfast, live in concert with special guests Dominic Kerwin and Louise Morrissey. Staying with the 25th of January, we're off to the Empire, and the Illegals are back celebrating the music of the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac. Expect to hear songs like Hotel California, Go Your Own Way, Don't Stop, Take It Easy, The Chain, and New Kid in Town, brought to life once again by one of the best tribute bands in the country. And every year, the Illegals delve deeper into the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac's back catalogues, and this show will also include a special tribute to the very extraordinary talents of Christine McVie. Let's move over to the Mac, and Maggie Muff is back with a brand new show, which is the whole story, all four Maggie plays in one. Directed by Andrew Montgomery and once again starring Caroline Curran as Maggie Muff. And that show, Maggie, runs at the Mac from the 22nd of January until the 9th of February. And finally for now, if you want to catch a movie in cinemas this weekend, then why not try A Complete Unknown, set in the influential New York music scene of the early 60s. A Complete Unknown follows 19-year-old Minnesota musician Bob Dylan's meteoric rise as a folk singer to concert halls and top of the charts. His songs and mystique becoming a worldwide sensation, culminating in his groundbreaking electric rock and roll performance at the Newport Folk Festival in 1965. Here's a clip.
But I'm a stranger there.
How does it feel to be on your own with no direction home?
If you could just get up there one more time, use that music in the right way.
The right way? Did you ever listen to the music you're telling me not to play?
And you can catch A Complete Unknown in cinemas everywhere this weekend. Still to come, we're taking Carol Decker from Tapau back to the 1980s, and we'll chat to Carol right after these.
Let the good times roll at Super Strikes at the Jet Centre. You can now book your lane online. We've got 14 bowling lanes and 4 mini bowling lanes. Plus we serve delicious hot food and snacks, or enjoy a cold beverage with your food after the game. Discover bowling today at the Jet Centre. Jet Centre, entertainment for everyone.
And welcome back to the final part of Robin Elliott tonight. My next guest has been on the show many times over the past couple of years. She's also back with her band Tapau. They've got a brand new single out at the minute called Miles and Miles. And Tapau are also coming to Belfast for a big gig at the Mandela Hall on the 7th of February. We'll find out more when I chat to Carol Decker in just a second. But here's a clip from the brand new single. Here's Tapau with Miles and Miles.
Some sympathy. We got our hands tied right side. Where are we supposed to go?
So there we go. That is brand new music from Tapau. That's called Miles and Miles, a song that is currently flying up the Heritage chart. And I'm pleased to say Carol Decker joins us now. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So we're loving that new song.
I love it too, thank you. Yeah, we're very flattered that the Heritage chart is so good to us, because it's hard to catch a break when you're what do we call them now, a heritage vintage artist. It's hard to catch a break with your new stuff.
But at least there's things like that does exist out there to keep new music alive.
Yes, definitely, and I understand the business, I've been in it for long enough, but it can be frustrating to not be able to, obviously, my older stuff, my classic hits get played every day, all the time, all over the world, and I'm very grateful for that, but it can be frustrating if you can't get some new stuff away, but hey-ho, first world problems,
And I see you've got the disc behind you there, the Bridge of Spies disc.
Yeah, which needs fixing. That is my quadruple platinum Bridge of Spies. So if you see the 4 little discs underneath,
Yeah.
and some bits have dropped off them because obviously it's quite old now. So I think they need a facelift. We all need a facelift from time to time, don't we?
So we must be talking about nearly 38 years since Bridge of Spies.
Yeah, 1987. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I've got a few ones to mend that, but I still treasure them. I'm still very proud of them. So I'm going to get them fixed. Yeah.
And last time you were on, I did mention to you that for the first time in probably years, I listened to an album from start to finish, not on a Spotify playlist. I just put it on and I listened to Bridge of Spies from the beginning to the end. Wow, what an album.
Thank you. Very, very proud of it. And I did all the track selection and the segues and the crossfades. So I told you that before, I think. Yeah.
You did, exactly. So last time we spoke, you were in Belfast. You were doing the Now That's What I Call a Musical, which was so much fun.
Oh, it's brilliant. I actually had apart from the fact that the Opera House is just the most fantastic venue. And we were in the middle of the city, which I loved. And I went out to have a couple of beers, which was nice as well with the cast. And it was my most Christmassy experience, actually. Belfast was all ready for Christmas in November. All the restaurants, bars, everything was packed at lunchtime. Everybody was in their finery. The ladies had their hair done. I absolutely loved it. And it was so cheerful. And everybody was completely up for the crack. Like a month before Christmas. I loved it.
And of course, Belfast has changed so much since when you came back in the 1980s. A lot of people didn't come to play Belfast, but you guys did.
Yeah, we were very honoured to be asked to come. I'll go anywhere and sing, frankly. And it was funny because obviously the Opera House is next to the Europa, where we used to stay. And I was standing on the tarmac outside, just remembering. There used to be barriers and barbed wire, and I think there was a soldier in a sentry box.
Yeah,
and you had to get all your security checked all the time to go in and out of the hotel. But it sort of, I don't mean to trivialise the seriousness of what was going on, but it was sort of exciting.
So the good news is you're coming back again. You're going to play the Mandela Hall on the 7th of February.
I am. You can't get rid of me in Northern Ireland at the moment. I was in Derry last year, wasn't I, a couple of times?
Yeah.
Yes, looking forward to that with my good buddies, Hugh and Cry and Katrina, formerly of the Waves. Katrina's amazing. She's such a great performer, really good guitarist as well. I really admire her, and I just love the boys.
Brilliant. So was the 1980s then the greatest decade to be alive?
It's feeling like it lately, isn't it? Honest to God, no wonder I drink, I tell you. Yeah, I loved it, but obviously it's through my own perspective. I was in my 20s. I was just full of energy, vim, vigor and ambition and lots of ideas. And although it was a long time coming, that I had to work very hard to catch my break. I didn't just like walk into a record deal. It was very difficult. I grew up in Shropshire. There wasn't a scene. It was hard to get noticed, all that kind of thing. I've told this story so many times. But once I did manage to get a record deal, I just travelled the world and was a pop star. So what's not to like? So from my perspective, I had the best time then. I really, really did. I did.
Brilliant. Right, we're going to take you back to the 1980s. We've done some research on the show today. Everybody used to buy Smash Hits magazine. back in the
Yes.
day. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, you did lots of interviews with smash hits and magazines like that back in the day. Was there anything you regretted saying in interviews or anything you were unhappy about?
Oh God, yeah. You know, we were just full of ourselves, weren't we? But things were different then, and you were very encouraged to comment on other people's music. So they used to have a single release page, and you were invited to review the releases. And we got a good slagging off by people when we released records. And I took a particular, I took against, remember Breakout by Swing Out Sister?
Yes, yeah.
Because I thought the singer Corinne, who was so stylish and gorgeous, but she was slightly flat. She used to go, breaker, it used to dip under, and it used to really annoy me. So I had a real go how flat it was, you know. And then I was in Hong Kong, and I was in an airport waiting to get on a plane. I was in the duty-free shop just milling around, and she came round the corner and just went, "Hello, Carol." I went, "Hi." Yeah, shut up.
Right, coming back to smash hits, the other reason we bought the magazine back in the day was because they used to put the song lyrics of all the new singles in the magazine. And you were able to cut the song lyrics out and stuff. So I thought what we will do now, I'm going to read you out some Tapau song lyrics and see if you can identify the songs from the way that I read them out, okay? Here's your first song. You see, I don't believe that we tried everything before our love died.
I will be with you.
Yeah. Hearts break in many ways. Oh, how you've broken mine.
Valentine.
Yeah. You can hear your own heart beating in the quiet of the night.
Monkey House.
Yeah. Can you believe I never knew the answer lay within you?
Whenever you need me.
My favorite. It slips through your fingers like sand it drifts away.
Road to Our Dream.
Yeah. There's nothing on earth that we can't change, but on the inside, I could never be the same.
Secret Garden.
Like Spider-Man, I'm climbing the wall.
Sex Talk.
Because I don't know what I want. I just know it's yet to come.
Oh. It's a new one. I close my eyes. That's Miles and Miles.
That's the one. That's the one. We got two more to go.
Yeah.
Now, right or wrong, they never walk alone.
Oh, Friends Like These.
Yeah. And the final one, I thought that I was over you, but it's true. It's true.
I don't recognise that. I wouldn't write it's true like that. You sure you're reading it out right?
You have recorded it. I thought that I was over you, but it's true. It's true.
No, I don't recognise that at all.
It's a very well-known song. I think if I'm right, it was the B-side to Secret Garden.
Which was called?
Crying.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't write that song, did I?
No, but I thought I would stick it in to at least get you on one.
I didn't do badly.
You got 9 out of 10 there.
Yeah,
well done. So 7th of February, what can we expect from the gig? We're going to have all the Bridge of Spies songs. What are we going to have?
Yeah, we're doing a full band set, which is great. And then I think, don't let me speak out of turn, I think Hugh and Cry might be doing an acoustic set, which would be lovely because we'll have different flavours.
Yeah.
And I'm not I think Katrina's doing more of a scaled down set as well. But we're doing the full band thing.
Yeah.
That we're on at the end, but it's going to be a great night. You know, everybody has got such a great catalogue of hits, so it'll be a hit-filled evening for you and lots of fun, lots of Belfast fun.
Brilliant. And you're going to do Whenever You Need Me?
Absolutely. Just for you. Because you're coming, aren't you?
I'm coming, yes. I'm finally going to get to see a proper full Tapau show.
Good. It's about time.
It is, isn't it? After all these years.
I'm going to get rid of this cold. Like everybody, I went down, I finished the musical and I went straight on tour with the Human League and Sophie Ellis-Bextor, which was wild.
Yeah.
And I got through all my work, which was wonderful. And then by Boxing Day, I was in bed feeling shocking with this flu bug that went round and got everybody. And much better. But everybody's sort of going, the guitar is terrible. It is not very attractive. We're all still like, when no one's looking, I'm flobbing in a bush, you know. So I've just got to get rid of all this guitar before 7th of February.
You've got a few weeks yet. Carol, as always, good to see you, and I will see you at the Mandela Hall.
Fabulous to talk again, Robin. Thank you.
So a big thank you to Carol Decker for joining us on the show this evening, and a big thank you to all of my guests. And of course, thank you for watching as well. We'll see you back here same time next week. Night night.